And of course, we are in some of the most exciting times that we could possibly ever dream of being in right now. Because right now, we are 6 days, less than a week, until the return of President Trump. We are in dark MAGA mode, people. And the Trump miracle is about to be completed. You know, this this return of President Trump, nothing short of a miracle. I've been calling it the Trump miracle for quite some time. I'm in dark MAGA mode, people. And everything's about to change. We're about to get our country back. The country, it's not just that we've been run by gangsters and outlaws with Biden, but these lunatic wokesters have been running the country. And if you want to know the type of people that have been running the United States, look at the LA Fire Department, right? These lunatics, freaks, and incompetent wokesters that are responsible for the burning of Los Angeles because they're so incompetent. The fire department out there, they can't even get their fire hydrants to work. They don't even care. That's not even their priority. They're not a firefighting organization. They're an organization dedicated to wokeism. That's what's been running the whole country. And been running the whole country for 4 years. The grown-ups are back. Americans are back. You know, I mean, you look at this god-awful tragedy in Los Angeles. People losing everything, you know, and these wokesters in Los Angeles, I saw someone, I don't remember who said this. I saw this online this morning. They said that the government officials in Los Angeles have lost touch with what the function of government actually is. And that's a very, very true statement. Not only have they lost touch with what the function of government is, they don't care. And you look at these wokesters like this fire chief, this deputy fire chief who said that if there's a man in a burning home that she can carry out, that he did something to put himself in that position, it's his fault. He's in a house that's burning down. What kind of firefighter is that? A lunatic one, that's what it is. So imagine that in the White House. Imagine that running the military at the Pentagon and every other department of the government. That's what's been running this government. It's amazing that there's a country for Trump to become president of on Monday, with these wokesters running the government. But I'll tell you this, we're going to have the most incredible period in American history for the next 2 years. You know, this is something that you've got to understand. Yes, Trump has 4 years, but we don't know what's going to happen in the midterms. Right now, we control the House, we control the Senate, we got the White House and the Supreme Court. What happened, you know, historically, the party in power that wins a national election, even if it's in a massive landslide like President Trump just won, they lose control of the Congress in the midterms. That's just historic. It's almost expected. It may not happen. I hope it doesn't happen. And maybe it won't. However, we Trump have to handle things as if we are going to lose the Congress in the midterms, which means he's really got 2 years to get his agenda through hardcore. 2 years. Because what happens in the midterms is unknown. So the golden age of America needs to be completed in less than 2 years. And really, if you think about it, a year, because after the first year, these Congress people, especially in the House, are going to be running for re-election. right? A third of the Senate and the whole House will be up in 2 years. So in a year's time, they'll all be running again. And who knows how loyal they'll be to Trump at that point. So really, Trump has a year to get his entire agenda through. He doesn't have time for pettiness, for egos, for the media. He's just got to get it done. And it can't just be executive orders. We're going to get a lot of executive orders in the beginning, but we need it done legislatively so it can't be reversed easily when some Democrat gets back in the White House. I'm going to the radio station today. I'll be broadcasting from the radio station this morning. I'll be back at my studio at home tomorrow, but I have to be up at the radio station for something today. So I'm heading there. You know, the thing about the getting everything done before the midterms, that old saying, hope for the best but plan for the worst. That's all. We got to get things done. We got to get them done fast while we control everything. And then after the midterms, the presidential campaign season is going to begin, and Ron DeSantis is running. I mean, if you look at what DeSantis is doing lately, Ron DeSantis is running for president. He's already doing it. Whoop. So let me move the camera here. So, we're going to have to get our minds wrapped around that a little bit. When DeSantis starts running against J.D. Vance, I mean, things in the second 2 years, things are going to get very, very political. Even inside MAGA world, unfortunately. So, we can't take it easy like Trump's got 4 years, because that's not necessarily the case so far as getting his agenda through, right? I know, it sucks. It shouldn't be that way, but it is that way. Deportations this time next week, the deportations will be going on. I mean, I imagine Tom Homan's got some big plans, so it could be Monday, but certainly Tuesday next week. By 7 days from now, there's going to be some high-profile roundup deportation event. Homan is already made the plans for whatever his first moves are. They need to have something big and in the media. It'll probably be deportations of people that even the left won't be able to stand up against. The murderers and rapists they've been sending over here. People still have Christmas decorations up. 6 more days. Absolutely. I always drive carefully, guys. Always. Oh, man. I am so excited. I got a busy day ahead of me, too. Busy day. I've been up for hours, so I've got so much work to do today. I've already been working on it. It's one of those days. If you're new to my channel, my name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure you subscribe, and if you're already subbed, do me the favor of liking the video. That's why, you've heard me talk so much about not disagreeing, or these people shouldn't be disagreeing with Trump, shouldn't be questioning Trump. Trump has really a very limited window to get things done. He's got to get things done fast. Can't waste time. Now, someone messaged me on Twitter that Kamala's not moving to California. That her and her weirdo husband have a house in Virginia and Kamala's going to live in Virginia. Is that true? I don't know what she plans on doing there. There's fog out this morning. She's done politically. It's warmed up here in Florida today. It's 67 degrees. Let me see what the high. Alexa, what's today's weather?
The current weather is 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, 70 now.
Mostly clear skies. Today, you can look for intermittent clouds with a high of 74 degrees and a low of 59 degrees.
All right. Alexa, off. All right. So we're going to have some good weather today in Florida. That's the kind of weather I like. A little warmer. It's been chilly lately. But no, this is it. This is it. I know Trump has a lot of plans on Inauguration Day. I mean, I could forego the balls, couldn't you, and just get to work. But I guess he's got to do it. I am surprised at how much fog there is out here. There is a lot. Pretty thick. Luckily, there's not many cars on the road at this hour, which makes it a lot easier. Now, I saw on Fox they've replaced Neil Cavuto with Will Kane, who's going to start on Tuesday, that 4 o'clock slot. That's interesting. The idea of having a financial show on Fox 4 in the afternoon is absurd. I like Will Kane. Pete Hegseth, they were co-host on the Fox and Friends weekend. Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense, and Will Kane gets a full-time gig on Fox. I guess they felt like they had to give Will Kane something, but Will Kane's good. I like Will Kane. Anyone's better than Cavuto, right? I could not stand Neil Cavuto. It is dark out, man. 4:47 a.m. here on the East Coast. It is dark. I'm on a dark, lonely highway. Look at this. I know, huh? Dark highway. Now, let me know, do you guys agree with me, though, that the midterms are an unknown? We control every branch of the government right now. Well, we will on Monday at noon in 6 days. 6 days, 7 hours, and 12 minutes we will. And that Trump has a much smaller window to get everything done than the perception. 4 years isn't enough, but to have to do he's going to have to do almost everything in the first year. We already have these insane MAGA divisions, and Ron DeSantis is really showboating, and he's going to have a high-profile appointment to replace Marco Rubio in the Senate here, the Senate seat. And there's no doubt there's no doubt that Ron DeSantis is already running for president, and he's going to make himself very high profile and do as much as he can do to overshadow Trump. And the media are going to have meltdowns. Now, what I'm going to lead with today is the Jack Smith report is out, which is disgusting that they did this. It really just shows you they just took off a couple weeks for Christmas and New Year's, and the Republican establishment and the permanent Washington class, they're back, and they'll never leave Trump alone, ever. That's just the way it is. They'll never leave Trump alone. This Jack Smith report that dropped at 1 o'clock in the morning, can you imagine? 1 a.m. they dropped this thing. And the reason they dropped it at 1 a.m., they didn't want it in last night's news cycle They wanted it in today's news cycle because the confirmation hearings are beginning and everything else. So they're trying to screw up with the confirmation hearings. They all, the never Trumpers, they always go back to January 6th, which Trump had nothing to do with. Nothing. Less than nothing. Less than zero to do with. But that's their go-to. And it was a very much designed to undermine these confirmation hearings. They're not gonna just sit back and say, well, Trump won, he defeated all of us, we're out of power now. That's not how it works. We know that. These are really sick people. And they don't view themselves as sick and evil. Jack Smith and these lunatics think they are, this is the craziness of it. They actually think they're American patriots. They actually believe that. Villains do not believe they're villains. Evil people typically do not believe they're evil. These people are completely insane. Let me see. Hey, Minnie. Where am I? I've lost track of where I am, so I'm pulling up a map on the screen. All right. I know exactly where I am now. Now, if you're new, make sure you subscribe, and everyone who's already subbed, do me the favor of liking the video. On the next stream, Jack Smith is in the thumbnail. It's already up there. The chat room's going, so when I end this, you can hop over there. On the next stream, of course, I'll be on the radio, taking live calls. You'll be able to call me on the radio. Oh, I tell you, it's so great that we have real, normal people that are going to be running the country. That's why they hate Pete Hegseth, as an example. I mean, what these Democrats call Pete Hegseth, they got this bizarre phrase, toxic masculinity. What the heck? Masculinity is toxic to these people? They're out of their minds. Fog has cleared. Thankfully. Always use your turn signals, guys, when you're changing lanes. Always. I'm really looking forward to the, usually when these congressional hearings go on, I don't watch most of them. Because I get annoyed at the Democrats. Because what the way hearings go, it doesn't matter which house it is. When they have a hearing, and you got, whoever the person is up there, whatever party they're of praises them, and they take turns, right? Republican, Democrat, Republican, Democrat. So whatever party they're a member of praises them and thanks them, for all that they've done. And then the opposition party trashes them. So I don't usually watch these hearings, because I don't want to hear the liberal crap, the liberal poison, and the way that they bark They ask these insane questions. Do you eat puppies and kittens? And then they answer. As they start to answer, they say, reclaiming my time, reclaiming my time, But I want to see this with Pete Hegseth, because Pete Hegseth is going to clean the clock of these Democrat lunatics. It's insane. It's just crazy that Melania gave that interview yesterday on Fox, and she's talking about moving back in the White House. It's a miracle. They must be so sick. I saw some video at Mar-a-Lago yesterday. The moving trucks were at Mar-a-Lago. All those boxes they brought to Mar-a-Lago were going back to the White House. That's so exciting. I cannot wait for Air Force One to be back here in Palm Beach. When Air Force One comes back to Palm Beach, I'll go down there and make a YouTube video and show you guys. Trump Force One's a more beautiful plane than Air Force One. It really is. But it'd be fun to see. A few months back, Biden came to Palm Beach for something or other. I can't remember what it was. And they had Air Force One parked pretty much nose to nose to Trump Force One. It was hilarious. Right there at the airport. I loved it. Oh man, we're so lucky to be living through this time with Trump. You have to enjoy it. There's never going to be a time like this again with an incoming president. This is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I'm not going to be leaving my house this weekend because I want to watch all the events that President Trump is going to be doing in D.C. He's got a whole weekend planned. I did a stream yesterday going through his schedule. I'll go through it again today on the radio. But it's a whole weekend of events. It's really pretty much a whole week. The excitement starts Saturday, and that's it. Non-stop Trump for the next 4 years. Now, let me ask you guys, not who you want, what you think will happen. DeSantis is running for president. I'm going to bring this question up on the air and take calls on it. DeSantis is running for president. There's no question about it. So he's going to run in the primaries against Vice President J.D. Vance. Not who you want to win, not who you're going to vote for. Who do you think would win that in the primaries? J.D. Vance, who will be the Vice President of the United States, running for the nomination? Or Kinky Boots Ron DeSantis? Who do you think will win that primary, that nomination? Not who you want, not who you're going to vote for. Who do you think will win it? DeSantis or JD? When I get to this light up here, I'll take a look at the chat. Not who you want to win, who you think will win. See, DeSantis is doing all these moves now, right? But he's going to be out of power in 2 years. His term will be up. And he won't hold office. So he's not going to be able to do anything but go hang out in Iowa for 2 years or whatever he's going to do. He won't have, unless Trump gives him a job. So when he doesn't have the governor's office, DeSantis isn't going to be able to grandstand so much. Now, he may end up being a pundit on television and be on TV nonstop. Who knows? But he's not going to be able to... Like, he's doing something good this week. He's putting together he's called a special legislative session of the Florida legislature, DeSantis, so that they can craft how the state of Florida is going to work with the Trump administration on the deportations of illegals out of Florida. That's a good thing. But he won't be able to do things like that once he is out of office. That's a fact. Now, again, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. Most people are saying JD. That's good. I like that. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. If you're already subscribed, do me the favor of liking the video. I'll see you guys on the next stream, all right? Thanks for watching. My name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Take care.